Hello and welcome back to the finishing line. And I have finally seen the blue line that Tom keeps talking about.
We discovered
I just noticed it there, Tom.
It's been a big day for you, Dave. You've discovered two things.
A lot has happened. It's been a strange week, Tom.
No, we're not talking about it.
For anybody,
No. We're diving straight into this.
He didn't tell you a part behind it, though.
It's my show. I'm actually.
Dave, you dive into it then.
Grey
Anyway.
again. Look, we're fucking grey again.
Yes.
Last week it
Dressed
was
the same.
salmon. This week is fucking grey.
For anybody that doesn't know, that didn't see it on Twitter, I don't know if you put it on the website. Andrew might put it on the website, but we are joined by a new member of the panel, Mr. Sean Dunn, and I'm going to put you in the hot seat straight away and make you introduce yourself and tell us what got you into racing and how you got to know us three lunatics.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks for that. Well, I've been watching the game for a good couple of years now. I'd say since maybe 14, 15 years of age. My dad got me into it and watching. And I think maybe the first fond memory that I have properly would be Faheen. The whole run of Faheen, he was my favourite horse starting off. I couldn't not see past him. And as I said, my favourite moment has to be the one at the Dublin Racing Festival. So other than that, I'm a young gun. Hopefully, can spread a bit of knowledge.
Sean, that was fairly short and sweet, but Sean has
That
been
was very professional. Like,
it was
wasn't it?
good, yeah.
It's like a proper interview.
Sean's been practicing, but Sean has been following us, I suppose, for 18 months or so. You probably came on board there during the COVID years.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Tom tends to delete himself out of the group, so don't really know Tom, but more so than me and Andrew. But you'll be with us up in Dublin Racing Festival, and Sean is very, I would say, shrewd with anti-post bets. So anybody that's into anti-post betting, I'd stay tuned for stuff that Sean might tell you, but very shrewd. And he's good on the flat as well. And that's gone.
We're not going. Don't.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks.
If he's still hanging around here next year, he might get a few
We're
winners.
not doing flat next year.
Well, then we're not doing the flat next year.
Not doing flat next year.
Andrew's just made the decision.
I'm not wasting my Wednesdays talking shite about that shite.
Well, maybe follow Sean on Twitter and you might get some winners.
We might do right, last guy. We might do right.
Hang on, if we get paid to do it, we'll definitely do it.
Oh, yeah, if anyone's paid to do it. Not a bother. I will love it.
Do all offers.
Oh, it'd be the best thing ever.
If you're new here, there's a few new people on Sunday. Please like and subscribe and drop onto the website as well, which is... He's not even looking at me.
Oh, sorry. The finishlinepod.com.
He did not get ready for that setup at all, but there you go.
Sorry, I was colouring.
Tom, how are you?
I am very good, thank you, David. Now, there's 2 points. I'm in absolutely flying form tonight. We've got Sean on the show, who I literally spoke to for the first time yesterday, because as you said, I just don't have time for WhatsApp groups. You added me back yesterday, and I'm just about to leave again. I know. I can't do it. Sean, the big question that all of the viewers want to know. Dave said you're big into anti-post tipping. We had our first anti-post show on Wednesday. Sunday. I'm sure you saw it. All the viewers have been talking about, all they want to know from you, what do you fancy for the Fox Hunters?
Oh, well, I seen breaking news during the week that the storyteller had been entered in.
I brought my heart.
He's the wise man. I'd say he's the wise guy pick to go with.
Day after. Straight away the day after.
I texted Andrew yesterday. I said we're going to be shouting on the storyteller the Friday in Cheltenham next year, just so you know your tip has gone out the window.
That leads me keenly on to, I would say that...
He's just bitter that he put up it came to last. Like 6 times. After it won.
Tom's had a good day today.
5-1 about Vosele in the Fox Hunters wouldn't appear of value to me. I would put the storyteller at 12-1 as the value bet.
Oh, yeah. However, I cannot argue with that right now.
However, Mr. David O'Keefe, what happened today, sir? You have to tell us.
So, I backed the horse last night at 8-1. And lo and behold, I finally cracked the code that is Tom's value. Tom just doesn't explain it very well.
So let's get this straight. You backed the horse. It got backed in shorter.
I got backed in shorter. And
actually won.
Before the race. No, before the race.
It didn't win.
It did win. It did win. Before the race, this is what I had to show Tom. And this is why he's so happy. I'd say you just brushed over the messages. Before the race had even been ran, they were offering me more money to cash out my bet.
They didn't know what to do.
I did not cash out. The horse won regardless. And Tom is absolutely fucking delighted about it.
At least someone can get a value bet in.
Oh, lads,
the key thing here is though, Tom, like Apple Tom and like John McConnell's Make Good.
It won.
I'm the one that has cracked the code again. You gave up on Percy.
You've entered the cult, Dave. You've entered the value cult.
And Apple Tom, and we made money on him.
Yeah.
You stopped at the value, and I got value.
You did, Dave. Well done. I'm very proud of you. We had percentage chance tables going around the group today, and I think we finally got them.
In school again when I see all this.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Tom.
Go away, like, will you?
I'm happy for you. I didn't look at any of them. I was just like, this fucking thing better win now. I swear to God.
I was done with it when I seen that.
In a way, I was like, I can't wait till this thing loses, and I go, value once again did not pay any bills.
We're like, Dave,
are known to happen.
But it's been a strange week. There's some strange stuff. There's people on Twitter saying Capodanno is going to win the Gold Cup, and if he wins the Gold Cup, I will eat my own Mickey, and that's the God's honest truth. I swear to God, that horse, when we were at Dublin Racing Festival last year, jumped into an ambulance, and we're not joking about that either. He literally jumped the hedge and went straight head first into an ambulance.
Remember that?
Don't know how he even came back.
I think me and you were the only one that spotted it out of the group that we're in.
It's crazy.
What was there? I was so hungover. I was like, what am I seeing here?
Yeah.
You were, Dave. You wanted to be in the ambulance.
But I'm nearly sure Tom even mentioned him on Sunday, saying that he'd never stay 3 miles in a horse box.
There were some times that day that I thought I was going to end up in an ambulance, Andrew, as well. Some people in the crowd was getting a bit worried about that now. But there's
that topped off his day when he seen her.
Do you remember I dropped the pint of Guinness all over him and Sir Gerhard one?
Oh, she was not happy.
He was a husband and wife, and they were fucking less.
You are in for the time of your life.
Call me a hooligan and everything.
I'm counting down the sleeves, Tom. I can't wait.
Dave will even do his best Jason Statham impression. It's really good.
It's great. He just puts on a black polo. Turtleneck.
Polo. Job done.
Turtleneck, walks out, done.
The head will be as shaved as it is again today and be nice and shiny. Not a bother. Right, we will kick on, and finally, Cheltenham is back.
Say it again.
Finally, Cheltenham is back.
One more time.
Cheltenham is back.
Oh, that was lovely.
And not only is Cheltenham back, Aintree is also back.
Yeah.
So we have some races from the Friday at Cheltenham, the Saturday at Cheltenham, and then we have a couple of races from Aintree on Sunday. That's why we brought Sean on first show with us, a good meeting, the showcase meeting at Cheltenham.
Correct.
And we've loads of races to get through, so we'll kick on straight away.
Oh, breaking news.
Jay has breaking news.
Breaking news.
On the Twitter machine. No, you won't.
No, he won't. No, you won't. No, not a hope in hell.
We were talking about Envoy Allen, and he's gone at the game, lads. Sorry, Kobo. Sorry, Kobo.
He needs to go cross country now.
Okay.
That is a very underrated shout. I think that is a hell of a shout, Pam.
Thank you, Tom.
Do you know what else? It's been a strange week. This new race and post art. I'm not a fan.
No.
Not a fan. And Graham Rodway is the biggest
what an
idiot
absolute
going. Like, what in God's name was that?
The mind away for a minute now. Let's get the...
I don't know where it is. What was that?
Goshen, I think, was in the top 5 horses.
The 4th best hurdler in the golf.
Sean, did you see that?
He's gone chasing this season.
Yeah. The chap just doesn't have a Scooby-Doo, does he? He didn't have Rachel Blackmore in the top 20 jockeys or something either. Like,
Really?
I'm getting it here now. 1 minute.
He had Royal Pagoy in there somewhere as well. That's
Royal Pagoy like 6th.
He had Royal Pagoy and
His state man 15 thing won a grade 1. Like the county hurdle.
I think Indo's probably will regress this year, but Indo's been second in a Gold Cup and won a Gold Cup, and he had Royal Pagoy ahead of Indo.
Sure, Galvin's probably ahead of Royal Pagoy.
The problem was, I don't mind people having opinions and stuff, but have some logic behind it. I'd love to see him sit down and try and explain his logic behind that. Other than they had to put 10 English horses and 10 Irish horses into the top 20.
This is the chasers. Will I go top 10 or the 20? I'll go 20 because we'll see how ridiculous most of them are.
Just do 10 because
I'll do it quickly. Top 20 chasers. 20 Ahoy Senior. 19 Gentleman to Me. 18 Eldorado Allen. Two's a favour. 17 Frodon. 16 Edwardstone. 15 Tornado Flyer. 14 Protectorat. 13 Conflated. 12 Shakan. 11 Shashan Pushwa. 11 Clan. 10 Galvin. 11 Lahome Procé. 8 Gallopin. 7 Indo. Oh, God bless us. 6 Fakir. 5 Royal Pagoy. Mother of good God. Energamine, Shishkin, Alaho, Aplutard. What's he smoking?
GB Park have a couple of good horses in that.
Smoking. Right, hurdlers, quickly. Oh, God. 20 Zana here.
Tia Hoopo.
19 Sir Gerhard. 18 John Bond. 17 Sharjah. Is he not dead?
I like Sharjah.
16 Champs. 15 Stayman. 14 Slow to Burley. 13 Tommy's Oscar. 12 Durasso. He's decent, all right.
How is Sharjah so low? He's after win a load of grade 1s. Like.
11 So Royale.
How is Tommy's Oscar in there?
10 Time Hill. He hasn't won a race since 2012. 9 Paisley Park. 8 Classical Dream. 7 Not So Sleepy.
I don't know why he does it though. Like,
He does
it on purpose.
6 Tiahupo. 5 Epitomp.
Tia Hoopo is a better hurdler than Sharjah, Tom. Goshen is a better hurdler than Sharjah also.
Florin Porter. Honeysuckle a second. Like a Constitution Hill.
Can you imagine the racing post print that though? Like that has to go to an editor who then prints
it.
They pay him. They pay him to produce that.
Yeah.
Does it not go to the editor and the editor goes and looks at it and goes, "What the fuck are you sending me in?"
And look, it's obviously he does it for controversy, but they are very, very
poor. I'm
poor.
going to go through the trainers. He didn't have Henry or Gordon in the top 10.
It was very poor.
He also said that it's easy to train a horse, you just run up a hill a couple of times.
Yeah. He said that last year. Yeah. Anyway, we'll kick on. And our first race is Friday, the 320, the 8-8 Sport Novices Limited Handicap Chase. And we have Hang In There, 11-4 favourite. Tullybeg, 3-1.
Fantastic.
Pull Again Green, 7-2. Champagne. Stop it now. Champagne Gold. I'm gone.
I got him already.
Champagne Gold, 9-2. Found on 9-2. And Sean, you're going first.
No pressure.
Lovely. Well, in this one, I went for Hang In There. I think he's a changed horse since he's gone over fences. He's 1-4 from his 5. He had one blip at the start, but the jumping wasn't great at all. I think he's improved greatly. And he was the highest rate of all these over hurdles. So he probably has a few more pounds to find over fences, I think, looking at his performances. And he's won by endless amount of lengths each time. So I think he could be the best one here.
Okay, hang in there for Sean. Tom, where are you going?
I didn't like this race at all. I think you can literally make a case for every horse in the field. I would say Emma Lavelle and Fergal O'Brien are in really good form. I fancy Fergal for a couple of winners now this weekend. But for me, it wouldn't be a betting race. I just think you can make a case for each one of them, and I'll pass. Thank you.
Andrew?
I'm the same as Sean. Hang in there. 4 wins out of his 5 chasing stars so far. Put all his wins together. The lengths he's won by accumulates up to 108 lengths. Granted, they've been in 3-runner, 4-runner, 3-runner, 3-runner races. and his lowest winning margin was by 5 lengths, but that was when he was held up. So he changed tactics then after that to go back to front runner tactics, which he's jumping a lot better, and he's a horse, he's a kind of running style like an Allaho would have, that he gets a lot of lower graded horses out of his comfort zone early on in the race. Not like Allaho by any means, but same running style.
I'm sorry. Did you just compare Hang In There to Allaho? I think you did.
No. Again, you don't listen. You don't listen. He has the same running style. Like, you could have Ronaldo in the Premiership. If some twat in the Championship does step over as well, he's the same style as Ronaldo. Doesn't mean he's the same player as Ronaldo. You have the same look as John McConnell. Doesn't mean you're John McConnell.
You're so angry. It's so fun.
So hang in there.
All right. So hang in there, yeah. Look, small field again. I think there's a lot of horse that want to be up at the pace. I think he'll get not softly, but he'll go up off quick enough. They do not want to go with him, and I think he'll have the race burned off about 3/4 of the way to go.
You could have put all that out and said the favourite.
I wouldn't.
Sorry, it's not value for you. Sorry, winners. I don't. He doesn't like winners. Sorry, he likes things that you back at 20s and he goes off at 12s, but he still lose. But he likes to say, "Oh, geez, that got good value there." Did you pay your bills, Tom? No, not with that. No, unfortunately, no.
I'm not going to go for hang in Allaho. No. Hang in there.
Well played.
I just think he beats crap horses, and when he steps up in grade a little bit, meets better horses, he gets found out. So I'll go with my friend Gordo and Tullybeg. Had a run a couple of weeks ago, jumped okay in the main, and we'll give him a shot as long as he turns up, because he's entered in about 1 million races.
It's true.
Okay, we're off to Saturday. Get this app thing to work here now first.
I still have the old one.
You're better off. Don't
update it. I've heard so many bad things.
I don't even have the app. I just use the desktop thing, to be honest.
First race on Saturday is the 205. The 8/8 Sport is made to play handicap chase. Have some prices for this as well. The Hollow Ginge is favourite 9-2.
Great name.
True Fate 6-1. I nearly couldn't say that. Tullybeg entered here again 7-1. Does he know 8-1? Canando Quitu. You didn't think I'd be able to say that, did you? 8-1. Captain Catastock. Nearly didn't say that one. 10-1 and 11-1 Bar. Andrew, you can go first.
I can't say his name, Dave.
Canando Quitu.
Yeah, that's my selection. I've backed this horse a few times this season. He's been very progressive, and arguably his last run was his most impressive. He started off a mark 107, now up to 132. Last time out he beat Mumbo Jumbo, great name. Giving him £5 and they gave him an absolute beating that day. He's a horse that enjoys to be held up, as I said. Looks to be a bit of pace here. I think he's on a crest of a wave, and like as Dave said, I don't know if you did say it actually. Early meetings at the start of the season, I kind of tend to go with horses that are improving and have that race fitness behind them, because some of the Gordon horse, Henry, Willie, they mightn't be tuned up to the last, but the race fitness might have the edge over the talent on the first time out. So I think at 8-1, I think it's a great bet. Only slight negative you might have is the time he had from his last run to here. But I think a horse like this, he's shown improvement. He's shown that this mark might well not be beyond him. So I think 8-1, I think is a great bet in this. One as well, Neville's Crocs 16-1. He comes at a chance as well. He won last time out. Second has won yesterday. He's starting to come back into a bit of form. 16-1, put anyone off him. But yeah, Canando Quitu, whatever the hell.
Tom, who are you going for?
Fun fact about Canando Quitu. He looks like he's named after a small private hideaway situated on Gallo Beach in the south coast of Kenya. It looks a very posh little fancy place altogether, just in case anybody was wondering.
Nobody was wondering.
I was. That's why I looked it up. So I'm sure some other weirdo out there was as well.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Maths lesson and no geography lesson.
I'm sure people tune into the show to find those things out. Richard
Welcome to Tom's Corner, Sean, by the way.
This happens every week.
Tom's Corner.
Tom's Corner. Yes, go off on one every now and again, Sean. You know it is.
Tom, just tell us all how you're picking Mr. Malarkey. Go on.
Nearly. Not quite, though.
You're not backing him?
No, he's got a
chance.
chance.
We're definitely backing him, so...
I'm going to have to back him now.
Don't win like that now.
He has definitely got a chance, but he's a bit of a monkey. So I could see him in the 4 or 5, definitely. I went through these. Hollow Ginge. Look, he's got a good record fresh. He was second in this last year off 137. He was only beaten ahead that day. He's now down 10 pounds to 127. He is very in and out. So yeah, he wouldn't be for me at 9-2. I thought True Faith jumped very well the last day until they quickened, and I thought he's a bit sketchy over the last 3. So interesting to see how he goes around this course. Does he know? Goes very well at Cheltenham, doesn't he? He's got a high enough rating off 152 though. For a handicap, I think that's plenty high enough for him. The one I landed on was Captain Catastock. And I'm really, really revvy about this horse. He's had 3 runs at Cheltenham, 2 wins and a 4th. I think he was only beaten them out of 4 lengths that day as well. Only up £5 for his last win here in April, where he beat Mr. Malarkey. Mr. Malarkey came up the hill with his ears pricked that day. So did Captain Catastock. And Paddy Brennan was just trying to, not Paddy Brennan, sorry, Liam Harrison was trying to just coax him past the winner, and I thought he gave him a very good ride. I think £5 for that is fairly lenient. He's won off 137 before, and he's been placed in off marks off the 140s. So I think this is definitely a workable mark. Stays all day, likes good ground. Fergal O'Brien is 6 out of 27, 22% strike rate the last 14 days. Another 6 of those have been placed. That's basically 50%. Runners to winners or placed horses. So I will take Captain Catastock, and I'm going to have a bet on
him. Before Sean goes, I'm siding with the same horse as Andrew Canondu. I think he's improving. If Does He Know runs carrying 12 stone, he's giving away a lot of weight and keeping the weights nice and low for the lower rated horses. So I will stick with him as well. And Sean, who are you going for?
This could be disastrous, Trey. This makes 3 of us on Canando quit too. I think he's racked up 4 quick wins in a month. The jockey deserves an award for how much he's been letting his horse win by. He's literally been only doing the bare minimum to get him across in front. I think he has a nice few pounds up the sleeve. The worry would be, as Andrew said, it is his 4th run in a month. I think the key is good ground, and the going at Cheltenham at the moment that I checked was good to firm. So if they don't get the downpour we get, I think that could be key for him. He also, the slight one, he does have an entry on Sunday, but hopefully he goes here. I think 8-1 is a good bet.
I think it's a matter of GSI.
Yeah, what's that mean?
Get stuck in.
Oh, very good.
Willie Mullins.
Yeah, look, Andrew said about being raised fit and stuff, and I think probably some of the other horses in this would have longer season targets, but this might be his, as they say, his Gold Cup, his big race, start of the season. He probably might fall away then after, but I go with the 2 lads as well. Okay, so next race is the 240 at Cheltenham. The Matterson's Holdings Hurdle, and we have Fried Piper as favourite, 11-10. Night Salutes.
Group chat favourite.
Yeah. Porticello, 4-1. The rain is
That's
absolutely cascading down. That was a great word. Dr. Parnassus, 9-2. Bella Scintilla, 12-1. And it's 20-1 bar. I'll start. I think Night Salute will uphold the form with Fried Piper, and I think Night Salute will win. Tom, who are you going for?
Joseph O'Brien's horse.
Well, F you anyway.
See? I knew. I was looking at it and I said, I guarantee you he's going to pick that. Guaranteed. It's such a Tom horse.
It is a very Tom horse. Yeah, it is quite a me horse, that one. Interesting that he's bringing her over here. I was at Killarney the day she won, and the two of those pulled a long way clear. Her and Henry's horse. My concern is that she jumped right that day, but she was very green and she hung to the right as well. I'm willing to forgive her that it was just complete greenness. I think she's got a hell of an engine. It's interesting that he's going to bring her over here. She's only rated 129, and he's chucking her straight into this. It's not a graded race, so there's no black type or anything like that. And yeah, if he brought her over here, I mean, look, I know there's only so many 4-year-old hurdles, but still, I think it'd be very interesting to throw her in against two of the best juveniles from last year. On the two of those, I'd be backing her each way, and hoping that there's eight runners anyway. But yeah, look, Pied Piper and Night Salute, I don't think there's much between them. I think they're pretty similar horses, and I wouldn't fancy splitting them, to be honest. So I'd play it Bella Scintilla each way.
Sean, you're up next.
Well, Dave, I think you need to stop beating around the bush and call it that Pied Piper's going to win this. I just think his run at Aintree, I think there's no way that the 17 lengths that Night Salute was behind, I don't think that was the same Pied Piper we've seen at Aintree. I think he is a little bit quirky. David Russell did say after that race he regretted hitting the front as early as he did. So I do think you need to sit behind the pace. But I definitely think he's the quickest horse in the race. I think he goes down to the last in behind and he pulls them out. I think he'd be well good enough to go away and win this and turn the form again.
And Andrew?
I have to agree. I think Pied Piper at Aintree, I think the track played more in the Night Salute's hand. Look, he was 14, 15 lengths behind him in the Triumph. I won't be betting on this race whatsoever. If somebody had a gun to my head and said pick one, I'd pick Pied Pipers. I think, look, evidently he beat him at Aintree Bar. Turn around for the worst shorts inquiry you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, I think he'll win. But what they'll do after this, God only knows. But yeah, Pied Piper, I think he'll beat him. I don't have really much interest in it.
Okay. Next one is the 315. It's the 888 Sport Handicap Chase. Betting on this before midnight is favourite 9-2. Clear the Runway is actually joint favourite 9-2. Editor Dejit 5-1. Dad's Lad 11-2. Time White 8-1. The Widowmaker 8-1. Effernock Fizz, who's been good to our new connections, 8-1, and then it's 9-1 Bar. Sean, we'll go to you again first.
Yeah, I think this is a very tough race. I thought a couple of stumbling blocks here, and I fell down on before midnight. I just think he's won the race last season. Now he has got 18 pounds more. But I just think the way the Gary Moore horse, there's two of them in there, Editor the G and the Salem's in there, wherever one is there, I reckon they'll go off in front and set a pace. And I think he'll just try and sit in behind that and reduce him at the last. But as I said, it is quite a tricky race. I wouldn't be going how on this.
Andrew?
Editor the Gee, Dave. Look, we like him. We liked him for the last year or so. Look, to me, it all come down how fit he is. Whether this will be a prep run for next month. Look, he's 2 from 3 at the track. The last time he's in here now off 153, and he was beaten 6.5 lengths by Globe Citizen in the Grand Annual at the festival. Very straightforward horse, out in front, jumps for fun. Again, I just genuinely think if he's fit enough, he'll win. He's a horse that could progress again. I know he's an 8-year-old now, but he's a horse that dosses when he hits the front. I know he's more or less from the front the whole way out. But we saw when we were at November last year, he hit halfway up the hill and he just started dossing around the place until another horse got near him. But yeah, I think it's just how fit he'll be. If he's fit enough to win, I think he'll win.
Yeah, I would side with the same horse as Andrew. I quite like the horse, and I think the performance at the festival, he was carrying a pretty high weight. Came in fourth, beaten by Global Citizen, who had a good back class form. He's a good hurdler. couple of graded races. So I think that was a good performance. He's good form around Cheltenham. It will just come down to fitness, like Andrew said. And Tom, who are you going for?
Yeah, look, I'd give back or before midnight a good shout. Obviously, as Sean said, won this last year, and yeah, I think probably rightfully favourite. I'll give there's one right down the bottom of the weights there, Jevry of Gordon Elliott's. Alice Averill actually ran against him a couple of times last season, and he improved nicely last year. And I think there's a race in him still off his mark. I feel anyway. So I'd have a look at Jeffrey there at 20-1. The other one I wanted to mention is, and this is how messed up UK handicapping is, right? So Efranock Fizz is entered in this race. She went and won the Welsh champion hurdle off 133. Don't think the mark has been changed for that. It doesn't look like it's been changed publicly anyway. So Efranock Fizz in Ireland has had 7 runs over fences, 3 seconds, 2/3, is right at 114. So a lot of these horses going over, I've been looking at the weights. Some of them are 4 or 5 pounds, some are 6, 7 pounds. And what they've decided to do here with Efranock Fizz is put her in off of her hurdles mark. So she's off 133. So make sense of that, people.
Yeah, it can't, can you?
No.
So what was it? 114 over fences in Ireland?
117, I think. 114 over fences. So if basically, I'll tell you what to do. Forget about her last run over hurdles, and she would have been going over to UK with a mark of around, I reckon, about, let's call it 120. And because she won over hurdles, they take the hurdles into account, rating into account, and it's 133.
That's heavier rain than the last day.
The rain is just manic here at the moment.
This stat is yellow. Orange warning for rain.
Yeah.
Thunder and everything's right crack.
Okay, we'll move on.
Before we get
the 350 3-mile handicap hurdle at Thames Network handicap hurdle Thames Hurdle Series qualifier.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell. Betting for this, Salvador Ziggy and Botox Haas.
Great
8-1 and Antoyor. 8-1 joint co-favorites of 3. Panic Attack 17-2. I hate that horse.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Highway 10-1. Gentleman at Arms 12-1. Vina Ardanza 14-1. And there's about 7 million of them that are 14-1, and so on and so forth. I'll take this first before the lads. I think Kansas City Chief, as an outsider, has a chance. He's fit. He ran last week. Loves running around Cheltenham and in these handicap hurdles. And I think Botox has finally started to fulfill his potential at the end of last year. 3 miles and up and trip suits him. He definitely wasn't a 2-miler. I think he's a chance. Turning 6 now, should have a good season ahead of him. Gary Moore probably has a decent enough horse on his hands. Tom, you're next.
I'll give a shout out to Salvador Ziggy. I think has been well placed to win those hurdles though this season. Won a couple of novice hurdles and then an open hurdle at Down Royal, but beat the likes of Ronald Pump and Duffel Coates and Home by the Lead and horses like that. So yeah, I think it's been well placed to win those. The one I'll give a shout out to is Shoot First. I quite fancy this horse actually. Won a Tipperary Maiden well in June. Was then unlucky not to win at Galway. Made a bit of a mistake and kept on really well. Finished second to 17 off a mark of 119 that day. Went to the stole. Went off favourite for a nice 3-mile handicap hurdle. And just didn't go right for him at all. I think it's safe to say you can put a line through that run based on his 2 runs previously, and comes here off a mark of 129. Philip Burns takes off 7 pounds as he has done on his previous runs, and I think Charles Burns could have a well-handicapped horse in his hands.
Sean, you're up next.
Yeah, in this race, I fell down on Tulor. I think this fella's a model of consistency. He won 7 of his last 11, placed on 3 and unseated on 1. That's very good going on this and them sort of handicaps. And arguably the last day, I think he should have won. He was kept in around Cartmel at a vital stage. He jumped over that second last and he was kept in by the winner and he chased him all the way to the line. He only got £2 for that day. So I think maybe he still have a bit of wiggle room. So 8-1, I think, on Tulor. I think it's a good each way bet here.
Yeah, I saw that race at Carmel. He probably should have won that day as well. Andrew,
on Tulor for me.
If you want to wait for the rain to stop first, so people can hear you.
I go closer. On Tulor for me as well. Look, as Sean said there, he 4 for 7 over hurdles. He unseated him 1, and he went off favourite for a big handicap hurdle. I think it was Kempton, where no other than Marie's Rock beat him in the second. 7 lengths behind her, and then he was, I think, 3 or 4 lengths in front of the third. Still only a 6-year-old. Very progressive horse. I mean, we backed him last year in November meeting. He fell at the first that day. Again, as Sean alluded to there, he got no luck at Cartmel around that greyhound track. But yeah, I think he's still ahead of the mark. I think he could be playing a big role here. Same as Dave though, Kansas City Chief. What a legend of a horse, 13-year-old, loves Cheltenham. Last year, he actually won this race, and he was 3rd, 1st, 2nd, and then he was 13th at the festival. Model of consistency, just a little legend. Had a prep run, as Dave said. I think 16, 20-1. I would not put off anyone having an each way bet on that. You get 4 or 5 places if most of them stand their ground. He's a little legend. But on Tulor for the win, and Kansas City Chief each way.
That place, the Gold Cup winner, Hewitt was running around, remind me of Cartmel.
Don't get me started. That was enough of that now on Sunday.
The Grand National with no fences, that one, Dave.
The 425
handicap hurdle around Plumpton.
A very nice novices chase over 3 miles and half a furlong. No betting, so I'll just rattle off some of the entries in this. Ash Tree Meadow, Champagne Superova, Chemical Energy, Life in the Park. Tully Beg is entered here as well. Maller Mission, Tom's horse, John McConnell. How's that going for you, Tom?
Working well.
Working well. No. Mr. Coffee, who is the biggest, honest to God, dickhead horse ever. Ever.
Yeah. And the another one underneath
Oscar Elite, there's another one. But no betting. Andrew, you can go first. I know you're going to pick. It don't matter. Life in the Park.
Look, we were meant to do our anti-post video tonight, and I was putting him up as my next anti-post video because I think he'll win on Saturday, and he'll be shortened for the Brown Advisory Novice Chase.
Say it again.
The Brown Advisory Novice Chase.
I reckon they should have it should be the Browns.
It sounds like it should be Browns. You say it.
No.
Look, I really like this horse. He just reminds me of a horse that's going to improve stones over fences. A typical Henry horse that, look, he done well over hurdles. He won at the Playground of Champions in Tremor.
He was doing well at the end of last season. He won that race at Punchestown.
He won the race, the big handicap hurdle over 2 miles 4 at Punchestown. The thing I liked that day, and I watched it back this morning, was he got headed up the running, but he came back again and he wasn't going away. He made a very good chase debut at Killarney, I want to say. Listowel. It was Listowel. At Listowel. He's coming in here fit, ready to go. Jumping experience behind him. I think this fella could have a big season ahead of him. I think he's tailor-made for long distance races. And I think he's shown to be a very, very tough horse to pass from now throughout the season. I've been back for the Brown Advisory. I backed him last night for it. I just think there's going to be a lot of improvement to come from him. And what he done at Listowel says to me there's a hell of a lot more left in the engine. And he looked green as grass, jumping the fences. There's a lot more to learn. I think he'll take a hell of a lot beating here, and I think he could play a big role come Cheltenham as well.
So you basically want him to win on Saturday, and then you'll have value, and Tom will be happy again.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And then come March, if the value pays, then I'll be fucking buzzing.
Yeah, have to pay the bills. Have to win, Tom, don't they? They have to win. Tom, you're up.
I'm sitting there next to Tom now. See, value does pay sometimes.
Are you going for Henry's horse as well?
No, I was going on the thing that I didn't think he'd run, to be honest. I don't know. Would he bring him over there? It's good to firm ground at the minute. Like, I'm sure they'll water it, so it's good. But I don't know. Is he going to bring him over there for a 3-mile novice chase on really quick ground at this time of the season? I don't know.
I'm sure they get some of this rain, would they?
What's that? I'm
sure they get some of this rain. That's surely going over that way, is it? I'm just guessing.
I've no idea. It's not going to be soft anyway, is it?
No, they are due a drop of rain, but and the watering. So I imagine
on that. That was surely good ground at Listowel, wasn't it?
That was good, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it was good to yield it, was it?
Would have been good at Punchestown as well. So
yeah, it was good.
It was good ground at Listowel. In fairness, it was good to yielding in Punchestown. Look, he probably wants it, but I don't know if they're gonna think of him as the type of horse that you are, Andrew. I don't know if they'd be bringing him here now. But look, they might. The one I am going for, and again, this is if he turns up, he's got to give away to everything but Ash Tree Meadow. This horse has been a massive improver over fences, and a joy to watch. Really, I like this horse. Fourth in the Galway Plate as a novice. That takes a fair bit of doing. He's only beaten 7 lengths in that as well. Thought that was a cracking run. He's gone to Tipperary then for the Grade 3, and he's been beaten 9 lengths. In reality, how Davy Russell stayed on at last, I do not know. If he'd have jumped last, I think he might have been beat. It turned into a bit of a sprint, and Authorized Art had the run on him. I think he'd have been beat, but he'd have only been beaten a length or 2. It would have been relatively close. It wouldn't have been that far of a distance. So I think he could be a bit better than some of these in here. As I say, he's got to give a weight away, but based on ratings, it wouldn't be too bad of a thing. So yeah, he'd be my idea of the winner of this.
Sean?
Yeah, the winner for me, Dave, is Life in the Park.
Good man, Sean. You can come back.
I think I'm full sure he's bought for big money out of point to point. They expected a lot. He went off favourite with a Willie Munn's horse first day out, Hunter's Yarn. The first day they went over hurdles, and he was second. So I think they expected big things from day one. As Andrew said, he skipped around the stop. He made lengths at every fence, and I liked as well. He danced in front of 1 or 2 and found the stride to get himself out. And he went down to the last and just popped it to get home. So I think he learned a lot that day, and jumping around Cheltenham is going to bring it a hell of a long way. I think he might take a few lengths out here and there. That'll bring him home in front, hopefully.
Yeah, Life in the Park for me as well, but obviously just as long as he runs. Tom kind of touched on if he didn't run and maybe overburden him early in the season. Henry brought that Mr. Incredible over to Newbury early in the season last year, and he got absolutely destroyed by Ahoy Senior. And I doubt they want that to happen to this horse as well. Not that I think he'd probably be the best horse in the race if he does turn up, but yeah, he might not run. But
Dave, I just say, I know Tom said that you're worried about the ground. His best performances have come on good ground, so I might wonder maybe is he not into deep winter ground, because that's where he was beaten twice, and now I know it was yielding at Tremor, but I just wonder is he looking for that little bit quicker ground, nicer ground this time of the year?
Possibly so, yeah. Possibly.
Yeah, so 3 for Life in the Park.
Legend.
Right, we're off to Sunday and Aintree. And the first race we have is the
Tom's favourite.
I
literally do this just to bother him.
The 205 Aintree.
I know you did. What? That's worse. I know you did it. I'm still
it has quite a long name, but in reality, it's just a veteran's chase.
Oh no, Legend's name is in the top of it.
The Juicing Witness V Lion Rouge. Veterans Handicap Chase. And
look at him.
You have horses like Cool Cody enter Darasha Counter. Windsor Avenue, Dingo Dollar. Don't like the horse either. Claw Cap, Wishing and Hope, and Ballyandy. Andrew's going to pick him. Le Patriot. Organdi, Forza Milan, Indy 5, Manila Celebration. I may as well say them all now. Sir Ivan, If the Cap Fits, different owners. Roland Dillon, and Potter's Legend. Tom, come on.
Get so enthusiastic about this. Come on. You got this.
Look how It's a jumps race.
Slow, old, badly handicapped boats.
It's like,
That's what these are now.
Only thing this is
a bunch of OIPs, Tom.
Sadly retired.
Who's going to win it, Tom? Never mind what they are.
Well, plenty of value to be had here.
They're all badly handicapped. You've probably got to run to about 135 to bloody win it. God only knows. If Cool Cody turned up, he'd probably win, wouldn't he? Because he's, in fairness to him, he probably can run to near his bloody rating. But
he needs Cheltenham.
He'll run over hurdles at Cheltenham. He just runs at Cheltenham.
Yeah. He probably will run over hurdles at Cheltenham.
He was declared for Cheltenham on Friday as well.
He'll run in the hurdle race and straight to the Paddy Power.
So that's the only half decent horse not running.
Wow.
If the cap fits is chucked in for David Pipe, if it can return the form. What?
Can't jump.
It can't jump, yeah, exactly. So, God knows. I don't know. Forza Milan? Throw Forza Milan in there for a bit of something different.
Forza Milan for Tom. Andrew?
Bally Andy every day of the week.
I know you're a big Bally Andy.
These should be called Hunter Chasers, and that's what they should be called. Hunter Chasers.
Such a bitter old man. But anyway, Bally Andy has a prep run coming in here. Ran really well apart. He stepped up to 3 miles, 2 miles, 7.5 furlongs last season, and it brought a new lease of life to him. And he won twice. We went up in the weights a lot. Model of consistency, and I think, I think he's going to be a cracking bet because I see him being very hard to beat in this. His run apart was very good. You could see a part of the race where he took a big blow and he ran on again. I think Bally Andy be a tough nut to crack here, David.
Sean?
This definitely isn't a top 5 day. This is my scale veteran chases. So I fell down on if the cap fits. Now, does have jumping problems, but is down the bottom of the handicap. So I wonder will that make a difference.
Enjoys getting jumping around as well.
Yeah, no, he won't be for me anyway.
Why don't people like him like we like him?
He jumps too bad. For me, it's the Rasher counter. Many moons ago, before he was a veteran, he won a Hennessy, and he's been kind of injured a lot since. But I think if he was anyway back to that level of form, he would win. And Tom, he's a good horse.
And somehow,
many years ago,
he's still around 149. For fuck's sake, what is that?
A good horse.
He's a good horse. I
hope him and Bally Andy come first and second. Either way.
Deadies.
Okay.
No, I want to win. Fuck you, you're second.
The hell, you can't love these. These are
what makes jump racing.
Make the game, Tom. Look at the head on it.
I guarantee you, if you have a Pimlico horse that ends up being a veteran, they will be the best races ever.
Tom, not every horse can be a grade 1 horse. You can't, you know what I mean? Like,
hey. It's
anyway,
best impression of Tom I've ever heard.
I was just saying, if Zoff ends up in one of these, they will be the best races ever.
Oh, fantastic.
Last race.
You're doing that every week. You're doing Tom's Corner now.
8-3 on Sunday. The 240. The Jewson St. Helens Old Roan Limited Handicap Chase. A grade 2 handicap over 2 miles and 4 furlongs. Hitman is favourite 11-4. This horse is always favourite. Never wins.
What?
Do your job. That's what Hitman doesn't do. Is 4-1. Miller's Bank 5-1. Beakstown, Andrew's going to pick him 7-1. Soldier of Destiny 8-1, and 10-1 Bar. I will go first this time. I don't really like this race. It's kind of the only race I don't like this weekend. But Miller's Bank has decent form around Aintree. He was third in the Aintree Hurdle a couple of seasons ago to Abracadabra
Alakazoom.
Him and Buzz, Andrew's new favorite horse. And then he won there last season as well. So his form around Aintree is pretty good. So I'll side with him. Not the most inspiring choice for me though. Sean, you're up next.
Yeah, Dave, funny enough, I fell down on Miller's Bank myself. He won that first time out last season, so he goes well fresh. And as you said, I think he really likes Aintree. His 2 best performances have been the third in the Aintree Hurdle, the Abracadabras, and then winning by 10 lengths on grade 1 last season. I think it might just eke out that bit more in him. Little worry, his jumping can be a bit 3 falls, I think it was last season. So It can be a little bit. But Hopefully he might put it all together on Sunday.
He tends to breast an old fence and send his jockey up into the sky every now and again.
That's definitely a kind way of putting it.
Yeah. Tom.
Well, it's a hat-trick for poor old Miller's Bank. He's got 3 of us on his back here. I think he's got an outstanding chance in this. As I say, Dave, the 2 best runs of his life for me, well, and I think ratings-wise, were around Aintree. Ferdinand Aintree Herd was only beaten 3 lengths in a Grade 1. Like, that was a different level for his form over hurdles altogether. He was only rated 147 going into that race. He's then gone and absolutely dotted up in the Grade 1 novices chase there in April at the Grand National meeting. He's won that by 10 lengths. For me, when a horse has got form around a course like that, are 2 massive standout performances. You got to stick with them. He won first time out last year, as Sean said. And I'm really keen, to be honest.
Andrew.
So Beakstown, Dave.
Yeah.
Not picking him.
Oh, you usually do.
No, not today. Oh, Hitman first off. I'm same as you.
Don't get that.
I don't get him at all. He just doesn't like
winning.
winning.
He's a hype job by Nichols.
He's probably the next quarter star park. According to him.
He came around kind of the same time as that Grenadine, but at least Grenadine has a course that he goes well at in Sandown, and he's aimed at races. But Hitman just hasn't done anything.
Oh, thing with him, he'd be revved up because Paul Nichols will have 99% of a string revved up before Gordon and Willie and Henry decide to come over and ruin the party on him.
No, I can't see it.
But I can't see him winning. Look, he's 11-4 for a horse that he's only 2 wins out of 9 chase starts. Look, you can keep him.
And even last time out last year, Andrew, he was beaten by Eldorado Allen, finishing 3rd. So I just wonder, will he be tuned up?
He's a bit of wanting him, God bless him. A bit of wanting
him. That's a good description.
But I'm going to take a chance on Captain Tomcat. He hasn't been seen over fences since he fell at the November meeting last year, where he was coming back at.
He was going to beat him.
He was coming back at 3rd time lucky. And for all argument's sake, we thought, and a lot of other people thought he was coming back going to beat him, but he tipped up in the last. It hasn't been seen since he had a pipe opener over hurdles a few weeks back where he finished 3rd. So that will be blown away the cobwebs. If you go back to his novice season, he was a winning machine. What price? I think he's 12-1 or something like that. He's at a price now where you'd be arguing that he's value, Tom.
He's 14-1.
14-1. I think that's a ridiculous price. Especially when you consider he's coming in here on the back of a good run over hurdles. Go back and look at his novice career. He was very progressive as a novice. His season was cut short last year. It's a perfect early season target for him. I think 14-1 is a great price, and him each way, I'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much.
Very good. Naps and next best. Tom, any naps? Any next bests?
Yes, indeed. My nap is Captain Catterstock. 205 Cheltenham on Saturday. Mad keen about that horse. I think he ticks nearly every box. And then Miller's Bank Sunday at Aintree. We've just spoken about him. The Aintree form is ridiculous. I think 5-1 is a fair price. And I'll take the 2 of those. Quite happy with those naps this week.
Andrew?
There's a few I like this weekend. To narrow it down now is a thing. Nap Life in the Park. Captain Tomcat each way. Next best.
Sean?
Yeah, Nap for me as well. Will be Life in the Park. I think if he turns up at Cheltenham, I think he could take the beating. And next best for me will be On to Lure each way in the 350 at Cheltenham Saturday.
My nap is Canando Quetu. I think, like we said, he's tuned up, and this will be the main target for him for the season. And my next best, same as the lads there. I think Life in the Park will win if he turns up. Anybody want to leave their own picks, naps, and next best in the comments? Please do. From myself, Andrew, and Tom, thanks, Sean, for coming on.
Thanks, Sean.
Hang on now. You said Sean is very good anti-post tips, though. We're not leaving him go without an anti-post tip.
This is
Jesus
true.
Christ, the lightning outside. Whoa.
Well,
Okay.
well, on that, we were going to invite him back, like.
Yeah,
but
He's coming back.
we've been put on the spot, Sean, for an anti-post.
Just give me a moment now.
So no pressure, away you go.
Yeah, I'll give you a price now. I'm just getting a price on him.
Come on,
So
people want to know.
it's coming in the Turner's Chase, and it
I know
is
Bob
Manila
Oliver.
No, I
Kakuna.
know he's
Manila Kakuna for Willie Mullins. He's best price 25-1. I just think the drop down. I heard a lot of people saying this lad needs to go out and trip. I think a drop down 3-4 longs. Danny Mullins. Yeah, Danny Mullins on top, off the front. I think he'd jump for joy. I just think at 25-1, where it's very hard to find value nowadays, might be a little bit of a squeak.
I think that's a great bet.
Definitely one on side.
We've had a good few chats, myself and Sean. He was close to being my first pick. I changed my mind and went for Journey with me because I thought, like I said, probably had plenty of time to put him up. But I can't understand people saying that he's going to be like a 4-miler horse.
What the hell are they seeing if you think he's a 4-miler?
I don't get it. I don't think he stays like. He was outstayed twice by the nice guy last year. He looked to me like the horse travelling and jumping the best at Cheltenham. Is outstayed going up the hill. Same thing happened to Punchestown. Myself and Andrew backed him at Punchestown. It's like he definitely hasn't beat this time. And then coming up the straight, he was outstayed again. So I think dropping that horse back.
Even if you look, his best performance last season was the Dublin Racing Festival. That's 2 mile 6.
And I literally only texted Andrew last night and said, can't wait to watch Manila Kakuna on the 2 mile 5 furlong race that Faheen won, Dublin Racing Festival, have him backed and win a few punts.
Definitely.
Won a few pounds for points. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just thinking the markets are very hard nowadays. And I just think maybe he's just slipped under the radar a little bit. And hopefully we might have a chance come the day he's there.
Can't argue with that.
Are you going each way now? Because these two are very.
Definitely each way. Because let's be real about this. If the likes of Sir Gerhard turns up, chances are he's going to find it tough. But we're little to know whether Sir Gerhard's going to take the chase and is he going to go on that race. So I think there's a bit of value there for Tom in that race.
You've also got the without Free Stripe Life, the winner market as well. So if you want to use that one.
Such a hard on.
Told you about 3 Stripe Life going, Tom. He's a 3-miler.
Oh, he's got a
Big Gordo's come out and broke the news, Tom.
I read it. I was getting very excited. Dave, do you want to hear this?
Go on, hit me. Is
you're
saying Turner's.
Big Gordo's
stable tour.
He said he's a very exciting horse to be going novice chasing with. We'll probably start him off over 2 miles, but he'll step up in trip after that. And I'd say 2.5 is his trip. He's a grade 1 winner already, but I always thought he had the makings of a better chaser than Hurdler. He'll be out soon, and we're looking forward to it. Oh, come on!
Well, I let you know. I was talking to Kenny. I was talking to Kenny over the weekend after his heroics in America.
What did Kenny say?
I'll tell you off here.
Oh, it's good.
I like 3 Stripe Life, so we'll be following that horse wherever he goes.
Yeah, I think you'll see it. I think he'll be the one out in November, and then he'll probably be aimed at the Drim more. So you might get good sight of him early on the season.
Yeah. Tom, do you know what you should do, Tom? Back him to go the season unbeaten if you're that confident. You get some value there. Genuinely, if he's that good, he only has to beat the Irish horses.
Yeah.
Now, my worry is they'll do it. That horse's constitution must be unbelievable. He turned up at every bloody dance last year. Cheltenham, Aintree, and Punchestown. My only worry is they do that with him and he'll get beat at Punchestown, and that's my bet.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
I like the words on Queensbrook. I
felt
that was one that got away last year. She didn't have a full season, but Gordo reckons she's going to have a full season this year, and it's all gung ho for the mare's herd.
Very injury prone.
Yeah,
that was really a spark. There was big talk about that. That's the one I took away from all that.
I do. That's another one Tom gave up on too early. Gotta stick with him, Tom.
I'm back on it with her, I think.
Oh yeah.
Stud will be happy.
Yeah, dirty yoke.
Anyway,
but lads, can I just ask a question?
Andy Huh?
Anti-post betting nowadays, the champion hurdle sums are up. Your Constitution Hill in there 5-4 and Honeysuckle in a 7-2. That is mental carry on.
Biggest muggy each way bet ever.
That's crazy.
That's an account closer. And me and Andrew were talking about the other night. There was a bookmaker. I think she's 9-2, nearly 5-1. And the next person in was Stateman at 8-1. It's
one of them bets where you're willing to travel to bookmakers around the country and get what you can on it.
I'm going to talk about this Sunday. Anyway,
I was at you, Sean. We were talking about some of the markets, and I think the biggest the biggest muggy each way double, each way treble. We were talking about today.
Myself, Andrew, and Kubo, and I done the bet. Each way treble,
the muggiest treble you'll ever see in your life, and it's
Honeysuckle.
Yeah,
if you can get 4-1, Absolute Tom if you can get 4-1, and Flora Porter if you can get 4-1.
Yeah.
Proud of you guys. You finally got there. Proud of you.
Yeah, I think I even all the markets. I think
when it makes sense, Tom, when it makes sense, that makes sense.
Do you know, Tom? If you put €10 on Honeysuckle at 7-2, you will in fact get €45.
That's true.
And you know what I mean? You might even get 4-1, so you get €50.
50 euros
when she wins it.
And 9-2 with a special bookmaker, so 55.
That's 55. And with a
bookmaker. I want to hear more about this special bookmaker now. I like the sound of it.
No joke. I've been back 10 times with Boost, and they won't let me boost our price anymore. So I can only get 7-2 now. Anyway, we will see you Sunday, and we have an anti-post video on Sunday, and we will review the racing from Cheltenham and Aintree. Thanks again. Goodbye.
Oh, that led up to this. Oh, I didn't even stop it.